Hey, it's LSFT here today, and today we're here to look at a little bit more detail on the Toyota Crown. The Toyota released the pricing and more details on the specs of the 2023 Toyota Crown for the United States. And from my previous video, I compared the Crown with the RX. With limited amount of information and specs at that time and no pricing, now in this video we can actually look at it in a little bit more detail. So at first, you would say they are two different vehicles. One's a sedan and one's an SUV. But then when you look deeper, you would actually see that the guts are very similar. So let's first look at pricing. So when we scroll down into the press release, in somewhere here they actually start talking about a well-equipped MSRP XLE grade is $39,950. And the limited grade starts at 45,550, and the platinum grade is 52,350. And it's expected that it will arrive Toyota dealerships early 2023. So when you look at that and we compare the Avalon, which ranges from 36,000 to 44,000, and it does look like the Crown will replace the Avalon from a pricing, but even a little bit higher. So they've actually shifted the bar a little bit even higher. But then the Crown is not the most expensive Toyota that you can get. But definitely it is the most expensive sedan in the Toyota lineup. But then when you look at it, we compare the Crown with the Lexus RX, you would notice that the RX is actually $10,000 or more higher than the Crown. So do you feel the RX delivers $10,000 more value? We do know that the RX has a bigger infotainment screen, but then the gauge cluster in the Crown uses a full LCD, whereas the RX adopted the smaller LCD from the NX. So now when I just put them all together, so you can see the difference. So the RX 500H, which is similar to the Toyota Crown Hybrid Max, and you see that it's about $10,000 and $10,400 difference. And then when you look at the XLE, the lower trim versus the RX 350H, the lowest trim is $50,000. That's another $10,200 difference. But when you look at the fully loaded Toyota Crown Limited to the RX 350H with the ultra luxury with the highest trim is 58,150, and what's $12,600 difference. So now we go to our spreadsheet, and this was something that I showed in my previous video where we have the RX and the Toyota Crown. You would notice that we can ignore the RX 350 because there is no non-hybrid powertrain in the Toyota Crown. So then we just need to look at really the 350H and the 500H of Sport Performance, compare that to the Toyota Crown Platinum or the Crown XLE and Limited. So you can see here, let's look at the 350H first. They both have the same engine. The combined horsepower on the RX 350H is higher than the Crown. When you look at the combined torque, which I was not able to find in the press release for the Toyota Crown. But then they did break down the engine information. So 185 horsepower versus 184, that doesn't make that big of a difference. The torque is a little bit higher, but then you can see that the RPMs are a little bit different too. So you can see there's a little bit difference. The Crown actually provides information about the electric engines. So that's information that I've been able to find, but I have not been able to find that in the RX. But then when we look at the fuel consumption, 27 miles per gallon city, 34 highway, and 36 combined. And you look at the Toyota Crown, it's 42, 41, 41. That's a significant difference. Then you look at the all-wheel drive 0 to 60 is 7.4 seconds. And you compare that to the Crown is 7.6. So that 0.2 seconds bringing you from a 36 combined to the 41 combined, That's a big difference. And I do believe that the RX does recommend premium gasoline. And when they mark the 7.6 seconds, it is using premium gasoline. But one difference is that the RX recommends premium versus the Toyota Crown recommends regular. But you can see that they've actually tested with premium. So it means that you can use regular, but using premium will get performance gains. And when you look at the overall height and things, that hasn't changed much. Um, but you would notice that the length has actually changed from when it was officially launched. It's a little bit larger. But when you compare the RX and the Crown, the Crown is a much larger vehicle in length. And then when you look at the weight of 4,300-ish pounds to 4,200 pounds. And then when you look at the tires, it has a wider tire, 235 tires versus 225. They're both 19 inches from the XLE and the Limited. So now we compare the RX 500h F Sport Performance. You can see that there is a significant boost. The Lexus has 27 more horsepower and has about 1.6 pound-feet of torque more. It's interesting that the Crown actually has 400.4 pound-feet of torque. I don't know why they actually had the 0.4, but I guess they wanted it to be more than 400. Then when you look at the gas engine, it's been tuned a little bit different, where the RX has a little bit more horsepower, 271 versus 264, and also the torque, 339 compared to 332. And then when you look at the fuel consumption, 27, 28, 27 miles per gallon versus 29, 32, and 30 miles per gallon combined. And when you look at from 0 to 60, the Crown wins the RX 500h. It's probably because of the weight of the vehicle. You can see it's also 0.2 seconds difference, 5.9 versus 5.7. And again, they use premium gas to get the 5.7. And then from a weight perspective, there you go. You see the difference. It's about 300 to 400 pounds heavier, the RX, and maybe that's why that zero point 0.2 seconds is the difference. And you also see that they both have 21-inch wheels, and again, the RX is wider wheels versus the Crown has a little bit more narrower. So, will you buy the Toyota Crown over the Lexus RX? Or you will still go and get the Lexus RX? I know one's an SUV and one's a sedan, but from a performance-wise, it's actually quite comparable. Really have to look at how good is the Crown and is the interior as good as the RX. When we get a chance, we will see if the Crown interior is actually better or at least very close to the Lexus. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please comment, like, and share this video. If you'd like to see more videos like this, you can subscribe to my channel and press that alert button to get notified when new videos are posted. If you'd like to support the channel, you can definitely provide a super thanks. I'll see you guys again next time in the next video.